Okay, good evening everyone. Thank you and welcome to the 2015 Students' Union meeting at UWE. A couple of things before we begin. I'm Sean Lomax. I'll be the chair for the evening. These are my co-chairs. They're members of the DPC, the Democratic Procedures Committee here at UWE. They're going to introduce themselves and then Sam's going to talk a little bit about what that is. So go ahead, guys.
Hi, I'm Amelia.
Hi there, I'm Sam. We are two of the three members of the Democratic Procedures Committee. We were elected in the by-elections that happened at the end of October, and our job is to be an impartial body that makes sure all the meetings and elections are conducted properly and abide to the union's bylaws. That's pretty much it, really. I'm going to hand back over to you, Sean. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Sam. All right, so now that we've got the greetings out of the way, there's a few details that we have to go through. The first one is, if any of you can't see the board, we've had some stuff up well, no one can see it right now. Thanks, guys. Well, we'll come back to that, but the basics is we've got some printed out versions of the ideas, the motions, which we'll hopefully be voting on later. So if any of you can't see the board, what we'll do is we'll get you to hold your hand up and we can give you a copy. But we only have a few, so only get one if you really can't see. The second thing to go through is the changes in terms of terminology, because those of you who've come to student union meetings before, previously known as AGMs or annual general meetings, will probably have noticed and will continue to notice there have been a few changes. So, for example, it's now called the Students' Union meeting. In terms of changes of names for procedures, instead of motions, they're now called ideas. Instead of procedural motions, they're now called meeting changes. So those are how you affect the course of the meeting. Instead of this union notes, it is now this union knows. Instead of this union resolves, it is now this union will. Instead of this union mandates, it is now this union chooses. These changes have been made primarily to try and make the meetings less jargonistic and to make it more accessible to a wider range of students. So for those, it might be a bit of a difficult transition for those of you who are used to the old ways, but I'm sure you'll come around. So how's this meeting going to go? You should all have an agenda. First half of the meeting is going to be sort of all the reports from the different elements that affect the union and the university and the officers' reports. When the officers' reports will be submitted in a video format, and we'd ask that you submit any questions that you have for the officers via the sticky notes that you have been given in your booklets. If you pass them to the end of the row, somebody should be coming around to collect those. They'll be brought up here. I'll pick them out at random, and we'll go through a few of those questions for the officers. Obviously, we don't have time to go through all of them, though. Yes, after the video. Yes, thank you. A couple of other notes. If you could all make sure that your phones are switched off, just so that we don't have any ringtones disturbing the meeting or people's speeches. It can be really off-putting, and all it takes is one moment to throw someone off completely. So to help save time and keep things moving smoothly, if you could just turn those off, everyone would really appreciate it. Those are for later. Okay. So I think that's everything I needed to say to start us off. One final thought would just be, I know sometimes people can get very passionate about these things, about what's being spoken about or whatever, but if you could refrain from shouting out or speaking over other people or over myself, we'd all really appreciate it. We're going to have a sort of warning system. If you keep talking over other people or talking over me, we'll ask you to stop. If you keep doing it, you will be removed, I'm afraid. It's just because we really want to keep things moving and we really want to keep things smooth. So just be aware of that. And I believe if we go to the agenda, the first thing we need to do is to agree the minutes from the last meeting. I assume everyone's got a copy or has seen the minutes from last meeting. I've got a copy here. We're not, well, I mean, okay, and so we just need to have a vote to make sure everyone's happy with the last year, with the meetings from last year. Shall we just go straight to a vote? All right, okay. To save time, we'll just go straight to a vote on this, unless anyone has any burning objections if you've had a chance to read through them prior. No? Okay, well, you should have little voting cards as part of your packs. If you could just, it's got two halves. They do explain what they are. The lost is what you hold up if you're confused about something. The vote is what you hold up to vote. So if I could ask everyone we're going to vote in favour of these notes and say that we're all happy with them. So everyone who's happy with the notes, please raise your cards.
There's a lost up there.
There's a lost.
At the back.
We have a lost. Would you like to stand up and explain why you're feeling lost?
No, they don't.
No? Okay, you just got it the wrong way around. That's fine. Can all those who are opposed to this please raise your voting cards? Two. This motion carries. The notes are accepted. Thank you. So that's the last year's notes dealt with. We're off to a cracking start, guys. Yeah. Now we're going to receive a report from the Board of Treasuries.
Trustees.
Board of Trustees, my apologies.
Should we turn this off?
Hello. Hello. Hello and welcome, everyone. So my name's Lauren and I am Vice President of Education, and I'm here to give you the report from the Board of Trustees. So I thought we'd go over a bit about what the Board of Trustees is. There is the report up on here as well if you want to read that. So the Board of Trustees contains 5 elected officer trustees and 2 student trustees, which is currently vacant at the moment, whose role is to ensure that all decisions are made with the best interests of students at heart and that the SU at UWE is serving its members to the best of its ability. The board also has up to 4 external independent trustees. These are voluntary positions filled by people who have knowledge and experience in one or more professional areas. So to keep it brief, just to say that we've obviously got the new SU building, which we all hope that you love. We've got the new brand, and also we have the new team, which have started. So we have gone through the recruitment restructuring. So yes, are there any questions?
Rumour has it that despite the £9.3 million new building, the actual income of the union is not doing so well. Would you care to make a statement on that, or perhaps Jack in your place?
Yeah. Okay. So with that, we've obviously got the financial report. So is that okay to leave it to there? Cool. Excellent. Anything else? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Next is we will receive a report from the Students' Union annual accounts.
Cool, hello. Okay, so we'll start off with, at the start, well, we had a surplus this year of £124,934 against the budgeted £34,300 loss. So we reversed all that. We had a reduction in the reserves held by the clubs by £20,284. There are a number of unbudgeted one-off items in the year which are reflected in these figures. So as you can see, there are the additional expenditures and the numbers next to them. The principal funding sources are the block grant from the university, which was £926,000, and the surplus from the union's trading activities. Capital expenditure was £359,905, largely due to a new building to furnish and cater for it. The present level of funding is sufficient to support the charity's activities, and the trustees consider the financial position of the union to be good. The union has set a deficit budget for 2015-16 of £24,300, and that's pre the contribution from the nursery and any movement on the club, society and network balances. Yeah, that's kind of it. But thank you. Have you got any questions? Any questions at all? No? Numbers good. Perfect.
No, the time for questions has elapsed, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. Right, we are now moving on. I will remind all attendants that the agenda is very clear on. Very well. Meeting station 8 is what? Very well. I will hand over to the Deputy Chair, who will take over for the vote of no confidence.
Good evening. I will be. Would you like to speak in your defence then? Shorten first.
Sure, I don't mind.
You'd like, if you have anything to say, you can go ahead.
You're the chair, you decide.
Yeah. Right. Pardon?
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, can you hold on a second? Sorry, my colleague has just reminded me that the person who proposed Action 8 has the chance to speak first, giving their reasoning for said proposition of the action.
Okay, it's a very simple point which I'm sure isn't lost on Sean or Jack or any of the members of the front row. The Student Union meeting is the one event of the year at which the union's membership is allowed to ask questions and hold the exec to account. I have a question. You didn't allow me the question, therefore I have no option but to call no confidence in you, Jack. So, sorry, Sean, I have to call no confidence in the chair to get to ask Jack a question. That's your problem, not mine.
Okay, Sean, would you like to speak in your defence, please?
Yes, I would. I fully understand that this is the opportunity for students to question their executives and to submit their ideas on how the student union should proceed forward, and I fully respect that. And the agenda is very clear on the time that was allocated. The person, Jack, asked for questions. There was no one who raised their hand. I was not alerted by my deputies that there were any questions pending. Therefore, I decided to move forward with the meeting as per is my right as chair, and in the interest of you guys to make sure that things were moving on. That's the way these things go. You were very quick to put your hand up for the questions the first time around, so I assume if the question was that burning, you would have been straight up as well. Like, we have to move forward at a reasonable pace. I waited for what I felt was a reasonable length of time for questions to be raised. None were raised, so I moved forward. That's the way these meetings go. I'm sorry that you feel like you didn't get a chance to speak, but there will be plenty of other opportunities for questions moving forward. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. I'm now going to put this to a vote. All those in favour of the Action 8 to the voting of no confidence in the chair? All those against? Motion clearly does not pass. I will hand back over to Sean.
Thank you very much. I deeply apologise for that disruption to the event. Hopefully we can proceed forward. Now, I believe our next part of the agenda is to receive the reports from the officers. Now, this will take place in video format. During this time, I would like anyone who has any questions to write them down on sticky notes. They can be anonymous. They will be collected and brought to the front, we'll pick a few at random and ask those questions to the officers. We'll go, depending on how long the questions and answers take, we'll go through about 3 to 5, but we do want to move on, so that will be that.
Hi, I'm Eden, your new Societies and Communication Officer. For the coming year, I'm looking at building new societies and review all the current societies. If you have any ideas, opinions, or problems, please feel free to come find me.
I'm Robert J, your Education Officer. Over the next year, I want to work with PAL, the Peer Assisted Learning Scheme, to develop it further to ensure you get the best quality PAL sessions possible.
Hi, my name is William Moma and I'm the BME Officer. I'll be going to the NUS Black Winter Conference on the 28th to 29th of this month. I hope to gain insight into the issues that affect BME students and hopefully bring that awareness back to uni.
Hi, my name is Myra and I'm your new International Student Officer. This academic year, I hope to encourage cultural exchange between local and international students for a more united UWE.
Hi, I'm Shelley and I'm Glenside Campus Officer. I've provided a microwave, sports equipment, craft materials, board games, beer and cider on tap, drink responsibly, and loads more events to the Student Centre on Glenside. I will continue to keep the health and well-being of all Glenside and the Holly students at the forefront of everything I continue to do.
My name's Blake Sears and I'm your Bowyer Ashton Campus Officer. This year my main focus has been cultivating a community at Bowyer Ashton among students and staff. I have done this by creating events and activities across campus that all students and staff can get involved in.
My name is Ahmed. I'm currently a Frenchay Campus Officer. I was very keen to get more involved with the issue and to volunteer in different things like late night do it right and fundraising for Face Nepal. My goals for the rest of the year is to make sure that the mental health for every student is really in a good condition and to be receiving the required support and help they need to get more students involved with the issue.
My name is Kevin Wilson. I'm the Disabled Student Officer. This year I've been working on a display of profiles of people with invisible disability and also physical disabilities. And that is for Disabled History Month, which starts from the 22nd of November until the 22nd of December. Come and join me. For the rest of the year, my plans are 1. To create access routes and maps for those who actually use a manual wheelchair. And finally, I've got another fun campaign coming up. It's called Roll a Mile in My Wheels, where I'd like to get some of the able-bodied officers and probably some lecturers as well to actually go around campus for an hour in a wheelchair and see how it goes.
I'm Chelsea and I'm your Community Welfare Officer. I've been working on a green project with some other officers in the green team to get more vegetarian and vegan options available around campus. Later in the year, I'm hoping to host an alcohol-free event where everyone can just have fun, like take part in activities and not get drunk.
I'm Roisin and I'm the Sport and Health Officer. UWE has a fantastic varsity series which we're constantly trying to evaluate, monitor and improve. It's not always about the winning, and this year we're adding another mass participation event, the Cycling Sportive, to get more of you involved. We want to give you guys more opportunities to get involved and have your say how sport is run. So this year, working with Adam Britton, the VP Sport and Health, we have restructured the Sports Executive to give you more of those opportunities in organising our events. And finally, I'm working on a Women in Sport event for the end of this year, so watch this space.
My name's Leith Hampshire and I'm the Sustainability Officer. So one of my main highlights this year so far was the Tree Party, which was on Monday the 28th of September. It was an amazing day where over 1,000 students engaged with nearly 23 plus organisations, full of music, full of laughs, full of education, and it was an absolutely great day. The Green Team has received over 700 sign-ups this year as well, which is a new yearly record, which is amazing to see so many students want to get involved.
I'm Jem and I'm the Vice President for Societies and Communication. At the beginning of the year, we raised £1,200 for a local charity from the Society's Big Bristol Bar Crawl, built stronger relationships with departments to assist with setting up new academic societies, implementing the National Societies Awards to provide national recognition for societies through awards, refreshing refreshers to make it engaging for all, gain extra funding from the university to further develop our societies and encourage them to be more.
Hello, my name's Lauren Kane and I'm your Vice President of Education. Some of the campaigns that I'm currently working on is Be the Best That You Can Be. So this is all about the academic regulation changes and making sure that you guys are fit and healthy before you take an assessment or sit an exam. There's 101 things I wish I knew before I came to UWE. So this is aimed at international students. There's also working with the university for the self-certification document, which is evidence of an EC, which is really great. We have over 400 trained student reps, which is increasing every day with the new online video. And as always, I'm working on the changing of policies, the removal of fit to sit and actually completing policies such as officer question time.
Hi guys, I'm Adam, I'm the VP Sports and Health. So this year our biggest achievement is probably through the Off the Ball programme. We've had 832% increase in participation. For the rest of the year we've got the Varsity Series. Planning for that's well underway and hopefully this year will be the best series yet. I also want to work with part-time officers to ensure that we've got a bigger sporting community here at UWE and to ensure there's equality for all students.
So far this year, I've been looking after students with my Late Night Do It Right campaign, which I launched during Freshers. I had a team of people helping me out, making you tea and toast, delivering you pints of chips, and handing out flip-flops and condoms to make your night an even safer one. My main priority for the rest of the year is working on international students with my new campaign called 101 Things I Wish I'd Known Before Coming to UWE. This helps students with any issues they may face before coming to this country. And finally, working on taxis to improve their safety features and expenses so that it is safer to travel in and around Bristol.
I'm Jack, Students' Union President. So far I've been working on 2 campaigns that I'll be launching very soon. The first is called Rent Smart, a housing campaign aimed at educating students on their rights when it comes to renting. We'll also incorporate a new partnership where students will be able to rate their landlords online, as well as making sure students get the best deal when it comes to renting. The second is the Safe Taxi Scheme. This is a tax campaign ensuring all students can get home no matter their financial situation. We will see the union partner with a taxi provider in Bristol to ensure they are the safest around.
So are we asking for more or not?
Just say you get 2 minutes just to
thank you for that. The chair is just going through the questions. We're also going to give just a couple of minutes for any additional questions. Again, the officers will keep coming around and grabbing them, and we'll be moving on in just a few minutes.
Turning it off.
I'm going to lead everybody's song. No? It's for my hair, okay? It's for my hair.
All right, everyone. If we could come to order, please, guys, so we can start getting through the questions. Thank you very much. As some of you may know, I'm a little bit visually impaired, so I'm going to hand over to my lovely co-chairs who are going to go through your questions to the officers. What we'll do is when they ask a question, if the appropriate officer, I guess, can come and stand at the cross and have the microphone and answer the... Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Okay, great. That's how we'll do it.
Shall I start?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the first question is directed to Lauren. Is the university going to be participating in Why Is My Curriculum White? Lauren, would you like to come up, please? No, someone else.
Why is my curriculum white? Okay, so obviously, as it's been a question, it's obviously an issue. So I'm going to be obviously working with William and BME. We're also working on the widening participation strategy. I know that that's a really big thing for the Students' Union to focus on. We have got the Quality and Diversity Charter. We are working on that. This is the first I've heard of it. I'm going to tell you that honestly. And it's a massive concern for me. So I'm going to obviously be working through that throughout the whole year. I hope that answers your question.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
A few questions on the floor in regards to that. So, sorry, could you just stay there for a minute?
Lauren, before you go, I was actually supposed to ask you that question. The reason this why my curriculum is wide is the fact that because in the curriculum of the university, some of the literature that's actually provided is actually not provided by black people, actually, for people from BME backgrounds who actually write. People actually who written some stuff. So, for instance, there's not even a lecture that actually focuses on BME at this university. Although you're going to have the widening participation thingy. When the students get here, at least they need to be represented. I was actually quite proud to actually go around when Black History Month came around. It's the first time in 4 years I've actually been here that you can actually see representation from the BME community around campus. And I mean, I actually went and shook the people's hand who actually did that. So for us to actually see that is a massive, massive step. So we need to get something in the curriculum that in certain lectures that we have at the university actually reflects that.
Thank
so that's
you.
the reason I actually asked that question.
And in response to that also, I think it's working with staff to make sure that our staff are representative of the diverse international, and we have international students here, we now have disabled students here, and it's making sure that our staff are representative of the student body as well, and I think that through that it will then feed through to the curriculum.
Thank you very much.
I've got a really, really difficult question for someone to answer. Who is Adam?
Adam, would you like to identify yourself, please?
Would you like to tell us what he does?
Pardon? Yeah, I think it's just a general. Okay, next question. This doesn't have a particular name, so this will be a general. Is it possible to have more supply of halal food? Jack, would you like to take this? Or Lauren? Yep.
Okay, so I don't, obviously ideas have come through with the vegan and vegetarian things, and I think there is a need from the student body to make sure that we are representative of all of our students, and obviously we do have quite a high percentage of Muslim students and people like that who use halal meat. So we can definitely look into it, especially as one of the ideas are to pass vegan and vegetarian food. So thank you for raising that again with us, and we will get on that one. I have a question, yeah?
I mean, it's, I've spoken to the lead chaplain. He was saying that there are some avenues which we can organize, but we need to speak to the catering department. So we have some suppliers which we personally have in touch with. It's just that we need to integrate together in, for example, in meetings or anything. Muslims are kind of restricted in that way. We feel like for the future generation, we need to leave something behind. So in that, we need to make it easy for them to go in different groups and go to these kind of events when they happen.
So my question to you now is the halal food, is that for UWE side or SU side, or both? Or do you want it in the catering, so in our bars, or is it snack food kind of?
It's everywhere. So like, I personally have my own business in US and UK.
Yeah.
So, and I have contacts around Bristol. So if they need any help with getting, I don't know, halal food from wholesalers, that's possible. And we'll be more than happy to assist on that side.
Thank you, we'll be in touch.
Four years ago, the university changed its policy towards halal meat, and at all of UWE's outlets it already is and has been for over 4 years. But if you want to confirm in writing, Darren2.Langley@uwe.ac.uk is the head chef, and he will be able to confirm which outlets he supplies, who his wholesalers are, and answer your question directly. But it was actually passed by this body over 4 years ago.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, just a quick point. Before you start speaking, could you please wait for the microphone to reach you just so we can all hear you? Thank you. Sorry, I'm going to have to cut this question off now because we need to move through. Okay.
Why were none of... Sorry.
Just leave it on.
I don't want to, like... Yeah. Why were none of these major changes in branding voted on by the student body?
Yes.
Hello. For those that don't know me, I'm Jem. I'm the Vice President for Societies. So Lauren and I are marketers, so we were brought into a lot of the stuff with the branding. We didn't do an official vote. I think that was wasn't seen to be the right thing. But what we did do is we had a review with students, so we made sure we kind of went through the right processes. So kind of with a rebrand, you look at who your stakeholders are, and our stakeholders are kind of the university, our students, and our staff. And at 2 different phases through testing of the brand, we presented it and discussed with staff, and we also got a range of students, and I was part of that, which involved different society members, sports people, and it was a range of people. So we did check with students, and we found that representative. And it's kind of when you go out to the whole student body, it might not be something they're interested in, so we kind of went for the select sort of people, but it did go past students, and it was approved, so that's kind of the steps we took. So I hope that answers the question as well. Any questions?
Okay, thank you. I don't think there are any questions. So, oh, all right.
Did it not occur to you that it would be a problem for lock-in nights especially, that it holds like almost a fraction of the capacity that Escape and Red Bar used to hold?
It actually holds more. Yeah, it does. So actually, because of the the reason that it might not look like it, but because of the fire exits in Red Bar, the maximum capacity was about 600. But now, in the new building with all the exits and everything, we had over 1,000 people at Freshers in that building, so we can actually hold more people. It does look smaller and it does look like less, but we can actually hold more. So it has, and we have proven that for Freshers that we can hold the capacity that we need to.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay, next question. Is there an update on the shopper shuttle? Who would like to take this? This is general. Shopper shuttle. Yeah, shopper shuttle, that's what I say. Could you take this, Lauren? Thank you.
Shouldn't Jack do it? Yeah, but she's not here, so the officer is the one that's supposed to.
Hello. Yes, you can hear me. Okay. So obviously this question is directed for Scarlett, who is our VP Community and Welfare. As you know, she has been on sick leave, and she is currently coming back. So these questions will, any community and welfare issues will be taken back to her, and she will get back to you via email. There you go.
Okay. Are there
That was a really slow reaction. Her email is vpcommunityandwelfare@ue.ac.uk. Thank you.
All right, okay, we'll move on to the next question now.
Do you think that the poor attendance at the SUM is a reflection on the failure of the SU to engage in this with their students?
Okay.
You have to repeat the question.
Order,
Can
please.
I hear the end of that question again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that the poor attendance at the SUM is a reflection on the failure of the Students' Union to engage with their students?
Okay, I disagree with this entirely, and I believe that I would have the backing of my fellow here with the student unions. I believe that the Students' Union is more engaging with our student body because we are more accessible with our own building. Our brand is reflective of, I think, our diverse, what's the word I'm looking for? Diverse. No, what's the tone in like the branding doctrine? Huh? I can't think. Sorry, I've gone blank. I just think that we're more accessible, and with the new building, you guys can come up to us and talk to us to our desks. We're more accessible through student reps. You know, we've got societies, and our sport committees are much stronger now as we're a conference. And I think that because we are more accessible, that we as a team are working together collaboratively on campaigns, that we're actually producing what you guys would think in previous times you would want to mandate us to. And I think that we're carrying them out already in our daily campaigns and our daily work and our conversations with the university. So it's not poorly attended, I don't believe. Well, it is, but hey-ho.
If I could just clarify that soundbite, Lauren, because I may have misunderstood you. Did the sabbatical officer of the UK's 5th largest university say that a room full of people which is in quorate is representative of the 27,000 students of the university and it isn't poorly attended? Because I must have misheard you.
Okay, I apologise for saying it's not. It is indeed poorly attended, and I don't believe.
Sorry.
We would remind attendants not to talk over people while they're trying to give a response. Thank you very much.
I'm going to hand over to Jack.
Okay, and also, the Students' Union is currently going through a democracy review, so we're going out asking students what they feel is the best way of communicating with them, how decisions should be made. So it might be poorly attended now, but we're actively going out the past couple of months and for the next few months to find out the best ways in how we can communicate with our students. So I think that answers the question a bit more as well.
I'm just going to add to that as well. So obviously this is one of our big meetings, but there's a lot of different stuff that we can use as measurement with engagement with the Students' Union. For instance, the Societies Conference had 140 people, which is more than ever. So it's not lacking in all areas. There's obviously more we can do. Really good point Leif made earlier, as kind of a really strong business entrepreneurial guy, is that with the rebrand of SUM, it's kind of a new company type thing. We're testing, we're trialing. A lot of the time in trial periods, you don't have that full engagement that you hope for, but we're making these changes to try and result in a long-term positive, and you kind of have to take these risks and take these changes. And this is what, as elected representatives, we're trying to do and trying to engage with you guys more and use our kind of experience and expertise. But yeah, I don't think this meeting is representative of our engagement with the student union at all. Okay.
Okay, thank you. We're going to move on to the final question now. Just a quick reminder, would the speakers please stand on the X in front of this? It's all right, just so the people on the live feed can see who is speaking. Okay. The final question, another general one, I'm afraid. The new contract with an advertising agency is bringing the union a new source of income. However, the activity trading of the bar and shops appears to have declined. Are the sabbatical officers confident that the income is stable and sufficient?
Okay, again, reiterating what I've kind of just said. Oh my God. Okay, so basically with the new building, so we are constantly updated with kind of our income, and we are obviously aware and conscious of our commercial intake, because obviously that's put into back into everything we do as a charity. So the main thing around that, and we're constantly reviewing, is because of the new building and because it's kind of a new brand, everything, test trial period, it's kind of, we're growing, and we're not at the kind of, we're not at the kind of the stage that we want to be at, but with also with the, it's like awareness of the new building. So because we have the old shop in place still, the footfall is kind of being spread between both. So we're kind of working on where we want our footfall to move at the moment, but at the moment it's kind of spread between two. We are balancing out. So when it comes to our sales in the bar, we're not as high in the shop, but our bar sales are kind of balancing out. So we're not actually kind of below too much of a target at the moment, and actually our target is a bit lower at the moment because we are a new building. So there's nothing to be concerned about at all in that area.
Okay, thank you very much. That is all of the questions done. A couple of statements were also submitted in the form of suggestions and the like. They will be passed on to the officers directly, as this was not the time to put those forward. What we're now going to do is we're now going to move on to the policy lapses. So the Students' Union has policies which are in effect, but most often they need to be sort of like resubmitted and reapproved, and there are 3 in particular that are coming to an end like this November. So we thought we would vote on them now to see if you guys would like to keep. We can't vote. Oh, okay, well, we're not going to vote, so I'm just going to notify you that these policies are coming to an end. These will move forward to Student Council, where they will be voted on to continue, along with the other ones which also expire in January. So just for those that can't see from the board, the 3 policies are motion to implement a sexual health awareness campaign that expires this month and will be sent to Student Council for renewal. Board of Governors improving student representation. This will also move forward, as will motion to change the name and remit of VP Sports and VP Sports and Health. So to VP Sports and Health, my apologies. So those will move forward to Student Council because we haven't reached quora here. The final thing we need to do is the affiliations. So what's going to happen? We can't do that either. Oh yeah, because we're not quora. Well, I guess we can have the list of affiliations read out, and if you as the student body have any objections, you can take those to your officers and to the representatives for Student Council, and we can move the vote there, I guess. Yeah, all right, so we'll go forward with the reading of the list anyway. I'm really sorry that there's not more voting, but we haven't reached quorum, so we can't hold any votes, unfortunately.
Hello, there we go. Okay, so the external affiliations are up on the board, but if I just do a verbal quick list of who they are. So National Union of Students, we have VOSCA, Advice UK, Preschool Learning Alliance, National Association of Student Employment Services, BUCS, which is the British Universities and Colleges Sport, and the UK Council for International Student Affairs. Thank you.
We can take some questions if there are any. Yes. I think the staff have been counting as the meeting has been proceeding. They're going to do it anyway. Thank you for that. In the meantime, are there any other questions?
Ask everyone to stay seated.
Oh yeah, if you can stay seated while we count. But are there any other questions? Are there any? No?
No
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
We have one question.
Do we have a mic? Wait, please.
Wait for what?
A microphone.
Microphone is
oh
on
yeah,
its
wait
way.
for the microphone. Thank you.
Will the quarantine be the same at the student council meeting later on?
So the question for those that didn't hear was, will the quorum be the same at student council meetings? And the answer to that is no, because of the people who have voting rights at student council and the people who are asked to attend are different. So it's the student reps, the course reps, the executive, if I'm correct, the DPC know about this. If you want to take it, Amelia.
Student council is made up of elected representatives from the Societies Conference, the Student Rep Committee and Sports and Health Committee, as well as the executive officers. To have quorum there, you need 50% plus one. So it's a smaller voting pool. Anyone is welcome to come as an observer, though.
I have concerns about that, but I don't think this is the time to bring it up.
I'm afraid it's not.
If you'd like to contact your elected officers about those concerns, and they'll be able to address them with you.
Yeah, and in terms of voting, have we finished the count?
In the meantime, while the count is being decided, are there any other questions? No?
We have 124 attendance and we require 150, so we have not reached quorum. So that means that we also cannot move on to the submitted ideas because we can't vote on them. Can we hear those in favour of those? Can we hear in favour and against?
Order, please.
Can we hear?
I am beautiful.
Attention, everyone. So because we haven't reached quorum, we can't actually vote on any of the motions or on amendments or anything like that because it wouldn't be legitimate. That will all now have to go forward to student council, so you'll have to consult your student representatives or society representatives or something like that. We have been informed that if the group is wanting to, we can hear from the people who submitted the motions about the motions and hear again, and just to give you guys an idea of what those are about. So we'll have a vote on that. So all those in favour of hearing the motions, please raise your voting cards.
Please raise them high.
When is the date of first student council?
I don't know.
February, okay. Because we could just do like a reminder for people to come along as observers. We start to quite late on the observers, because they do have speaking rights. I think that's like get them out. How do you guys feel about having like democracy drop-in sessions for people who are interested in feeding into democracy processes at UWE?
I'm not on the DPC, so.
Yeah.
Because I've got loads of leave for work that I need to take.
We need to sit down and have a meeting about DPC.
Yeah.
It's 36,
So no. Okay, thank you for that. There are only 36 votes in favour, so we know that that's not enough to pass, unfortunately. But the motions, the ideas are all online, and I'm sure the people who submitted them would be happy to talk to people about those. A quick note is that there is a democratic review going on at the moment at the Students' Union. So we would say to anyone who is disappointed with the way that these meetings go, or has any ideas on how to improve attendance, or how to make the meetings better and more engaging, or just generally improve student activity and student involvement within the Students' Union at UWE, please do pop along and see Cameron. He's at the Students' Union. He's easy to find. Or come and see any of the Democratic Procedures Committee. You've got Sam, Amelia, Chris Waller is also a member. Any of these people you can feed your ideas into, and they can carry them forward.
Can we do a shout out about Student Council?
Student Council, when was
Student Council's in March, if anyone wants to come
so
along
the
as an
Student
observer.
Council will be in March. That's when you can come along as an observer. And that's when all of these things will be put forward.
Chair, I move meeting action 5. Can we recount that last vote?
No. More people have left since we did that count.
Okay. Because of the low numbers that voted in favour, if we do there just was not going to be a win if we'd done a vote against. So I'm not going to allow that.
Chris.
There's another question. No, okay. So the chair recommends a motion to adjourn the meeting.
No, there's still questions.
Oh, we have.
You have to take motions. Procedural motions.
So are there any procedural motions?
If we take the question over here first, and then we'll come to you.
She had her hand up first.
Hi. Obviously, at Student Council, only certain students will be able to attend and vote on these ideas. Will there be now another chance before Student Council for all students to be able to vote on the ideas put forward? Because obviously some of them are really important, Nightline, for example. And it would be good to open that out to the student body, because I just think this was poorly advertised. We didn't engage our students at all. That's why no one's here. So can there be another chance, please?
Thank you for that. I would fully agree that there really needs to be another opportunity for this kind of meeting to happen. But it doesn't look like at the moment that we have the time in the calendar this year for another AGM like the SUM. My apologies. But having multiple SUMs a year is another idea that has been fed into the democracy review already. So if students really do feel that multiple opportunities would be helpful, then please do go and make your ideas heard. Now, we had a motion to go to?
We do have another question.
Oh, another question. Please carry on.
Hi, Adam. This question actually is particularly for you because you're the sports. With regards to Bucks, we're paying so much money to them in terms of disabled students. Do they get a buy into that to actually have some sports from them and sport input from them?
Adam, sorry, before you answer, would you like to come up to the front, please?
I don't know who I am. It's quite a difficult question to answer. So Bucks have recently just pulled the funding for the one job that actually deals with disability sports. I found this out on Friday. At the moment they were looking to build a disability sports program into the actual Bucks system. Now Dave Patchen's job isn't secure, so I don't know how that's going to look. So it's something we'll bring, and I can bring to the student officers at Bucks, but at the moment it's an unsecure system. So sorry about that.
Call for the second question.
Yes, so we'll have one final question, and I believe Peter had his hand up first. So the blue shirt there, please. Thank you.
As a supplementary question to Sean Hampson, Red Hot Warden, to my right, the Democratic Procedures Committee may want to answer this. When I joined this student union 15 years ago, last millennia, in 1999, the choracy was 400 and has been dropped to 150. Can you advise me what the current requirement to call an emergency general meeting is? How many signatures do I have to raise to get the opportunity that Sean has requested for an additional meeting prior to representative council?
Stop turning it off.
I have to turn it off as feedback.
Okay, Amelia is about to answer that.
It's 150 signatures from UWE students.
All right. Why do you keep starting? Right. All right. I'd like to really say thank you to everyone that did come today. I'm really, really sorry that we didn't get to go through the ideas that have been submitted. I hope you enjoyed what we did get through. I hope you found the opportunity to submit your questions and hear the officers' reports helpful. As I said, if you have complaints, suggestions, anything, take them to Cameron, take them to your officers. If you have things that you want spoken about at student council, take them to your representatives, take things to the DPC. You've got a lot of places that you can go, and things will only change if you take action to change them. So please do so. I'd like to thank you all for coming and declare this meeting adjourned.